This radio station is equipped with Adler Pro Logic. The sound of reason. This is the boss of talk, Charles Adler.
Okay, so I know what some of you lefties are going to say. Well, Adler is so over-the-top military, he just doesn't get it. Yeah, I am over-the-top military, proud of it, okay? Proud of our forces. I see them as defenders of all that's good in this country. I don't see them as warmongers. I don't see them as baby killers. And yeah, I think I have a pretty good sense of humor, but I find nothing funny about T-shirts portraying them as baby killers. T-shirts sold at a clothing shop, Edmonton, insulting to military members across the country. And the only thing I don't like about how this story is written, it ought to be insulting to everyone in the country, not just to members of the military or former military. Men's shirt sold at HG2 Clothing, Southgate Mall, sending ripples of frustration through the Edmonton military community. Shirt reads, "Join the Army, learn a trade, butchering." I'm not kidding you. In the middle of this T-shirt, a baby and a knife with blood dripping down the blade. Somebody, some sick bastard thought this was funny. Steve Greeno, 36 years old. He served in the forces for 7 years, work which included Kosovo in 1999. Let's do the right thing first. Steve, first of all, thank you so much for serving in a Canadian uniform on behalf of all citizens of Adler Nation. And certainly, I think all fair-minded, decent, Canada-loving Canadians. I don't know who wants to wear a T-shirt like this, but my guess is that by now they have stopped selling this shirt at this store. What can you tell us?
I've heard that it's off the shelves now. Originally, it wasn't just in the shelves, but on display in front of the store window.
Did you see it yourself, or did you just read about it?
No, I have a friend that's ex-military, and him and his girlfriend were actually walking by and took a picture of it and sent it to me right away.
Do you know of anyone who went into the store just to ask the folks running the store, what the hey are you guys thinking?
No, nobody that I know of. As soon as I found out, I contacted the media to see if we could do something about it.
Well, it got on media, it got all over the media, and they have done the right thing. But, you know, here's what I don't understand, and I come from a sort of a long line of people who own all kinds of stores, including stores that sell clothing. I just don't know how anybody wanting to have public goodwill, anybody who's got their doors open to the public, especially in Edmonton, which is a town that has so many proud members of the military and retired military, once again, what are they thinking?
I honestly think that there was no thinking involved. I think any human being that was to put something like this in the store, it's just disgusting, despicable, and, if you can't stand behind your soldiers, then stand in front of them.
Steve, you drive truck these days and you listen to our show, and I want to ask you this because I want to take this in a slightly different direction before I go back to the T-shirt and ask the question, why is it that some people have this need to be beyond rude, beyond insulting, I'd say all the way to hateful. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let me go from hate to love. What is it that you loved and still do about the Canadian Forces?
Well, being a soldier, you've got the camaraderie of each soldier. You know, the guy next to you may one day save your life, and in return, you may save his. So it's a bond that you just can't get working at a superstore or something.
Were you ever in the Canadian military because you had some sort of impulse to murder people?
Never.
I want to ask, and I'm asking for a reason, folks, so just hang with me. Uncle Chuck's always got a method to the madness. If you had a mate, someone you were serving with, because military guys are defending each other, they're thinking about the other guy, that's why it works, and everyone's watching each other's back. If you had someone in your barracks, if you had someone in your regiment that you were aware of that had, let's just call them homicidal impulses.
Mm-hmm.
What would have happened to that kind of individual if those homicidal impulses had been known to the authority figures in the regiment, in the military? If you had someone like that in the barrel, as it were, what would have happened?
Oh, they would have taken care of that right away. You would have been set away from everybody else and dealt with accordingly. That's something that's definitely not tolerated.
So if that kind of rotten apple gets into the barrel, the people most interested in getting him the heck out are the people he's serving with, because a guy like that is a threat to you and your mates.
That's right. That's right.
This is you know, this is what I don't understand about people who call military people a bunch of warmongers and baby killers. They must be people who just have never met someone like you.
Well, they're just ignorant in general. I think, you'd have to be. I believe it.
It's another the other place my head goes on this, Stephen. I don't know if you've thought about this. I mean, the military folks. I mean, we're talking about a so-called identifiable group. I mean, heck, they wear uniforms. I mean, who could be more identifiable? If anybody was selling a T-shirt with another identifiable group, same thing. Let's say it was a religious minority, visible minority, Aboriginal, what have you, with a bayonet and a baby dripping of blood. I mean, if anyone was selling that kind of T-shirt, they'd probably be arrested.
Definitely. Or should be, anyway.
Because it's not, at that point, it's not a freedom of speech issue. That's hate-mongering.
That's right. I apologize in advance if I'm in a bad reception area, so...
No, you're doing just fine. Okay, let me go to something else here. You heard about this T-shirt, and you went on a mission. I mean, you're not in the military right now, but you went on a mission to contact the media. Now, no doubt you contacted various members of the media. Did any member of the media give you a hard time about this? Was anyone, wondering whether there was something weird about you for doing this?
Not at all. Not at all. They were quick to react and got.
Well, I'm glad, because, as you know, some members of the media have a terrible reputation for a lot of things, and one of them is for being anti-military. So I'm glad that the media people that you contacted, including us, were most cooperative, because it's important to get the message out. Now, before I let you go, you've heard about the Remembrance Day Makeout party posters in Calgary, just down the Deerfoot from you. Have you heard about that story?
Yes.
All right, so there are these posters pushing for pub crawlers to, make love and not war, and the people doing that, I guess, didn't realize that it too was something that was going to get under the skin of military people and their families, and so they decided to take down the posters and offered some sort of apology. I'll just ask you this exit question. I'll let you get back to your work. Is there something in the drinking water right now? And, this story on the posters is out of Calgary. The T-shirts out of Edmonton. Alberta is known as a, pretty pro-forces, pro-military place. Yeah. Is there something in the drinking water in Wild Rose Country in Alberta that we're not aware of, Steve?
Not in my water. But, you never know. It's just something that appeared and needed to be dealt with. And hopefully the message goes out to everybody, both military and non, that it won't be tolerated, and hopefully everybody gets that message.
All right, I want to thank you so much once again for your service. Give all your buds our very best, and God bless you for contacting the media. A lot of people see something that really troubles them. They know it would trouble other folks, but they just stay silent about it. Thank you so much for speaking out.
Thank you, Charles.
All right, his name, ladies and gentlemen, is Steve Greenoff. He's now a truck driver. He served in the forces for 7 years, including a stint